Okay, shalom everybody. I want to speak about what happened, the terrible disaster. I was really crying. It really touched me in a heavy way. I'm presently sitting in the neighborhood Nachlaot in the holy city of Jerusalem and heading back up to Safat soon for Chag Sukkot. I want to share, really it's for me, I'm going to share for everybody, for the Jewish people. We need to know everything that happens in the world is because of the Jewish people. And the flip side of that coin of anti-Semitism is that all the blessings come into the world through the Jewish people. Everything comes through us. It's because Rebecca, right, Rivka Imenu, she set it up that Yaakov, he gets the blessings, right? And he's going to give it to his brother. Okay, we're not going to go into that. So everything is affected through us into the world, right? And that is the root of anti-Semitism. But again, the flip side of that coin is that all the blessings come to the world through us. So we got to get it together. What is the message of this Stefan Paddock, right? You can think this, think that. It is a message for us. Nothing happens in this world without God totally be involved in every single detail. There's nothing but God, right? So all the messages, everything that was written in the media, the numbers, his name, everything means something for us. And this is what God has revealed to me. And I want to share this. It is like super important and it's super deep. So to explain it, I'm going to have to explain a few things about the Jewish year and the returning light. So hold on and let's go for it. Okay. In Hebrew, pedak is thin mouth. Peh is mouth. Now, to explain this, we have to talk about Moshe Rabbeinu. If Moses would have been able to speak to Paro, it would be a higher level. But of course he spoke to Paro. No, his brother Aharon spoke to Paro. Moshe says to God, I can't speak. I'm Orla Sifasayim. Orla is the law. Rashi says there in Vayera that it's like a fruit tree. For the first 3 years, we can't eat of it. It's those first 3 years it has to develop, and then after 3 years, also a person is like a tree, right? You need to develop yourself, and then you can express outwards. But that beginning part, which is so deep, it's unexpressible. But you know what? God really wanted Moses to speak to Paro, right? Paro is ourselves, the world, the negativity in the world. Peh-ra. Paro is peh-ra, right? To change the world, to change ourselves, to become better people, right? Now, according to Chassidus and Kabbalah, Moshe is Netzach. Netzach is eternity. Deep inside, deep, deep. Netzach, right? And Aharon, his brother, is Hod. Hod is that deepness now coming out to the surface. But sometimes you lose a bit. I mean, to really bring the deepest netzach to the surface is Mashiach. Okay, but really God wanted Moses to speak. And the second time Moses said, hey, I can't, I'm Orla Sifasayim. My lips are like a tree before the first 3 years. It's so deep I can't express it outwards. Well, God was really upset with Moses. And then God says, okay, look, Aharon, your brother, will speak for you. He'll be your Navi. He'll be your prophet. He will speak for you. Well, the deepest thing, everybody, look in the Torah at that Parsha. Sorry, I don't have the numbers here, but it's in Parsha Vayera. The Torah goes out of the way to tell us that when Moshe and Aharon, his brother, spoke to Paro, the Torah tells us their age. Moshe was Peh, 80. 80 in Hebrew is Peh, which means mouth. And his brother Aharon is 3 years older. He's out of Orla. 83, right? 83. The Torah tells us Moshe was 80 and Aharon was 83 when they spoke to Paro. Now, the Torah doesn't waste ink. The Torah doesn't say anything without it having a deeper meaning. It's just not just writing. Why did it have to tell us that? Why does God tell us that? Tell us that Hod, that aspect inside of us, is able to bring it out and express outwards. But really, Litchadchila, really at first, God really wanted Netzach to be in charge, Mashiach. We also know if Moses would come into the land of Israel, instant Messiah, instant Mashiach. Now, we the Jewish people, every one of us has to bring Mashiach. It's not like there's this one guy who's going to teach us how to do it. Because the Goel, right? Redeemer in Hebrew, Goel, if you spell Goel in English, it's G-O-A-L, Goel, the goal. He's going to tell us the goal. He's going to teach us what to do with this world. As Rav Noach Weinberg of blessed memory, my first Rebbe, says, the Torah is the instructions for how to use this world. We got the instructions. We must teach the world how to do it. We got to get ourselves together first. Obviously, you can only fix yourself, but as you're fixing yourself, you're affecting the whole world. Okay, so now we understand that, right? Now, there's Sefirot Omer coming up. It's on both sides of the Jewish year. We know the Sefirot Omer that we count day by day, 49, and then the 50th day, right? Final Shavuos. We start from after Pesach, right? The first day after Pesach, the 16th of Nisan. But you know, people, why can't we say the Sefirot Omer also on this side of the year? Because no one's thinking in terms of that. But yes, there's two sides to the Jewish year. After Sukkot, the hint is that the Parshiot that we read are exactly lined up to the reality. If you count 49, 50 days from, right, after Sukkot, the 16th of Tishrei, right, you get to Vav Kislev. We always read there, Parshat Vayitze Yaakov mi Beersheva. There, Yaakov has a dream of a ladder, right, reaching from heaven to earth, right? Sulam. Okay, we reached our connection, heaven to earth. That's Torah. Sulam is written without a vav. Samach Lam and Mem. Wow, every Sefer Torah. Ezra wrote it. Moshe Rabbeinu wrote it. Ezra wrote it without a vav. It means something. And the Tosfos Zikanim tell us what it means. It's the gematria, the numerical value of Sinai. And also the Balaturim mentions this, of course, that Yaakov Avinu had a vision of Bnei Yisrael receiving Torah on Har Sinai. Wow, Gewalt, we have a hint that we've reached Chag HaShavuos, where we've done Sefirot Omer on this side of the year. After Chag HaSukkot, 49, 50 days, right? There we are. Now, I'm explaining all this again to tell us what we got to learn from the message of Stefan Paddock and what that means. Paddock, thin mouth, right? What's going on? What's our problem? What do we need to know? What is God telling us with this? Because all the problems in the world happen because of us, the Jewish people. And again, the flip side of that coin is that all the blessings come to the world. Okay. There's another hint in that Parsha. Mamish amazing, because we know that Chag HaShavuos is David HaMelech and root, right? It's the wheat harvest, the harvesting of the wheat, which is, das. So in that same Parsha, Reuven goes out at the time of the Ketzir Chitim, wheat harvest, and he finds Dudaim, helps a birth, right? Because it's all about Tevekus, holding on tight and a birth of a new you. Well, Dudaim, which Reuven found at the Ketzir Chitim at the wheat harvest, Dudaim is the letters Aim, mother of David. Aim David, right? David with a Yud, Dalid, Vav Yud Dalid. David with a Yud. Now that's a higher level David, like Ledodi. Dodi is the letters David with a Yud. The level we reach by the end of Elul, and Ledodi v'Dodi li. We say every day in Pesukei Dezmiros v'Yivrich David from Divrei Yamim. It's spelled with a Yud there, right? It's a higher level of David. David without the Yud, he's a Moabite, okay? And he needs to be. He needs to be a Moabite because the secret of Mashiach is in Lot. Because Lot chose the Yarden, Yerad Nun, where all the light is. Mashiach's got to be a happening guy with lots of Bina. But Avram chose Canaan, which is Lashon Kanua, to bend to the rabbis. You're nothing, you grow. We need that too. But Mashiach's got to be a happening guy. He's got to be full of Bina, full of knowing so much. His brain is filled with so much light. Like when Lot looks out to the Yarden, it's like green, lush. Your brain, your consciousness, green, lush, before Mitzrayim was destroyed, and that's got to happen. Lot's got to be, is that your load in life. Mashiach's got to have all that light. Okay, so now the wheat harvest, Dudaim, Aim David. We've reached Matan Torah. So now we know that there's Sefirot and Omer on both sides of the Jewish year. Now let's go for it. What's going on with Paddock? Steve Paddock. So the media, the numbers they tell us and everything they tell us is God speaking to us. Okay, he goes up to 32nd floor. Maniac, okay? But I'm not getting into like the physical maniac stuff. Everything's from God and it's for the good. Everything's good, Someone who just lost his father, this should also be a Torah for elevation of Rabbi Schultz, Daniel Svi, Ben Chanuk, is that his son Simcha says to me, what does it mean to have a good year? What does it mean? Red blessing with a good year. He says, you know what it means to have a good year? He said to me, Simcha, Schultz said to me, it means that all year long that everything that happens is good. You give all. How can it be good? Well, ki le'alam chasto. Hoda l'Hashem ki le'alam. Le'alam can also be la'alam, like zeshmi le'alam. Hidden. God's goodness is ki le'alam chasto. It's hidden sometimes. You don't always see it. Just like when God says to Moses, this is my name, le'alam. Forever, we're not allowed to pronounce God's name fully. We can say hallelujah, but we can't say the vav side. Okay, so back on the Inyan. 32nd floor. So the 32nd day of the Omer, as we're counting on this side of the year and the side of year of Iyar, is Netzach Shebahod. Netzach Shebahod. It is the 17th day of Cheshvan, or the 17th day of Iyar in the Omer. And if you can follow me, people, I apologize for my non-Jewish friends or my friends who aren't so quick in Torah or don't have that much knowledge. But try. You'll figure it out. God willing, we'll all get deeper. We'll all get more knowledge, more Torah, more understanding of God's word to the world. So, the 17th day of Cheshvan and Iyar is what? The day of the flood. It's a major turning point in the Jewish year, the day of the flood. It's not about history that the flood happened, the flood of Noach. It means flood is going to happen now. A flood of what? Light coming for 40 days. Don't say rain, say brain. To fill our brain to the third day of Hanukkah. 40 days later is the 27th of Kislev. And on the third day it was Paro's birthday. He's back on his cup, his wine, which is Bina. Okay, but now we're in Chachma. We're building Chachma till Hanukkah. Again, I've explained the 25th of Elul till the 25th of Kislev. We're building the Yud of God's name, Chachma. It takes a Chazaka 3 days later, the third day of Hanukkah. It's really over, and we're now in Bina. And in Paro, that guy here is on his cup again, which is wine, which correlates to Bina, as we know. Okay, for us, the message is, people, Netzach Shebahod. Our problem is that we're pedak. Dak means thin. We don't express ourselves to the world. The Jewish people were given the Torah. We're given the Torah, and we don't teach the world. We're not teaching the Goyim. We don't teach the non-Jews enough. We're not teaching the deepest of the deepest. We had Rav Shlomo Korbach teaching the deepest of the deepest. But even he, when he would speak to us, often I heard him say, and his eyes would roll up, he would say, how's Mashiach going to do it? Shlomo would tell us, because Shlomo was so close. Shlomo was so close to be the Messiah. Shlomo would say, how is he going to do it? How is he going to do it? Because Shlomo knew. Because it can only be the deepest. The deepest is Netzach. So people, it's up to us to stop being so caught up in ourselves, so Jewish people. We need to be, because we've got to be separate from the world. We can't be part of the world. But we need to help the world. Like David Niven from Esha Torah told me once, you don't go down in the hole. You don't go down in the hole to help someone down in the hole. You throw a rope from above. Well, we got to start throwing the rope. We got to help the world. The Jewish people who are given the Torah are obligated to not have a thin mouth, holding back so much goodness we can give. So who am I talking to? I'm talking to the Talmidei Chachamim, who have so much Torah, so much good. You think the world's not going to receive it? It's not true. Because Al says, what comes from the heart goes into the heart. Okay, so I want to bless everybody with an amazing year, knowing that everything is good, because God is good. You know, God, you open your eyes, both your eyes, you put in that English word G-O-D, put another O, open your two eyes, and you see it's all good. Don't look with one eye. That's Bilam. Looking with one eye. Two eyes. See that everything is mamish good. We have an obligation to teach the whole world, and we're not doing it. We're not being a light unto the nations. If I had my guitar with me, I'd play the song, we want the Jewish people to be a light unto the world. So, I see the mess. I'm obligated. Maybe it's all just about me. It's all for me to teach. But I'm reaching out that we all need to teach. We all need to start expressing our deepest selves to our ourselves, to our family, in davening, when we pray, we got to start being real. We got to start being deep people. Rav Shlomo Carlebach, most common thing he would say is, I'm going to tell you the deepest. Rav Shlomo, he's still here, because when he was here, when Shlomo was here, he wasn't here. It was just the light of God. And now that he's gone, he's still here. And I'm mentioning Shlomo because he was the closest thing to Mashiach. And again, he would roll his eyes and say, how is he going to do it? He blessed me to sing in the temple. And Shlomo's blessings are real. So this is what's going to happen. We have to go for it, people, this year. There's no other way. There's no other way. No other way. I bless everyone with a beautiful year. Let's do it. And I hope I didn't offend anybody with this talk, but it's really all about the Jewish people. It's our obligation to bring perfection to the world. Of course, it starts with ourselves. If you want to think about me, so we say that we want Eliyahu Hanavi, Zachor L'Tov, just focus on the good of the person, of Mashiach, of the Tzaddik, everybody. Zachor L'Tov. Remember only the good. Gesund to hate. All the best from Jerusalem. Wish me a safe trip heading back up to Svat, holy city, for Chag HaSukkot. All the best.